Hello my gorgeous people, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and these are your special messages from the spirit world, in particular when it comes to the month of March 2020. So these are special messages from the spirit world, and I am going to be channeling 12 different spirits which are going to help with their own reflection on your spiritual journey, in particular when it comes to the month of March 2020. These messages are going to be quite short but very important and rather specific when it comes to paying attention to one particular thing. What is going to take over when it comes to the particular March? What is going to be quite significant? What is going to be so important? But most certainly those situations and those parts of our lives where we just need a little bit of light to be shed on in order to understand which way to go, what to do, and how to reflect on a certain problems in such a little bit different way. But in particular when it comes to sacred spirits which are more than excited, more than happy to guide you on your own spiritual journey. And of course I am going to start with the horoscope sign of Aries. My gorgeous Aries, I have got a spirit called Lucy. I have got a spirit called Lucy with me right now, and your special message for the month of March is you must be bold and make the first move. You must be bold and make the first move. My gorgeous Aries, this is very important for you to know, very important for you to understand, because this is going to be the part of the situation when you are not going to be sure and you are going to be like a bit of a half and a half, if you know what I mean. It's important for you to understand that any situation that you have throughout this month, in particular that you find quite adventurous only because you haven't got a relevant experience with it and you're just unsure of the actual outcome, but you know that this is the right direction to go. Just to remind you, be as open-minded as you can, my gorgeous Aries. It is very, very important because this is going to lead you to a very powerful moment when it comes to your own little hermit moment which you're going to have, and something that you have been for quite a while in self-denial is going to come on the surface. It's very important because on one hand this is going to shed a light on the situation, and then on another hand this is going to be an important stepping point for you, my gorgeous Aries. Okay, and this is from Lucy. The tarot card of the month for you, my gorgeous Aries, is Page of Coins. This is a very, very important time for you to basically just be as creative as you possibly can, but it's most certainly there's going to be an important opportunity. It's all about an important opportunity that you are going to have, which is most certainly going to be very powerful time for you, in particular when it comes to your instinct, in particular when it comes to the whole new perspective which is going to be presented to you by the end of this month. Very important month indeed. Okay, and your oracle card is, so each sign is going to have a tarot card and the oracle card for the month of March as well. There you go. Oh my lordy lord. You see your oracle card is, do you see what is it saying here? An opportunity. Absolutely fantastic, incredible, and the biggest confirmation for you, most certainly, my gorgeous Aries. If you don't jump in the water, you will never learn how to swim. Now, most certainly, it's time to jump in the water, my gorgeous Aries, indeed. Okay. So now the next spirit that I have with me, it's called Samuel. Samuel is here right now, and also Samuel has a very special message for the sign of Taurus. My gorgeous Tauruses, Samuel has got a very special message for you, and Samuel wants you to know that there is something very important going to happen to you this month, but you are most certainly going to be tested, my gorgeous Taurus. You're gonna be tested. I need you to be brave as possible. I need you to be as open-minded as well as possible, and I just just need you to just do as much as you possibly can, because you're through your own creativity, there is just so much that you're actually going to find out about yourself. You need to balance spirituality and practicality. This is very important, Taurinis. You need to balance your practicality and spirituality, because by doing this, by the time you get to the end of the month, something very significant is going to be revealed to you indeed. So you just follow this absolutely wonderful flow. But when the balance gets so important, so sharp and so brilliant, when you are able to actually get your own reflection to this particular moment, it means that you are halfway there already. Whatever you're doing, whatever you started, whatever you're halfway through, most certainly you are already halfway through, my gorgeous Taurini. Something is going to take an additional 7 weeks, but most certainly after this moment in time, after this month, after this March, you are going to find the missing you. You will find the part of yourself that was missing, and that is going to rejuvenate you in so many different ways. This is very important, because that part of missing you is also connected to the time of your life within the last 3 years when you were like kind of like a maybe little disappointed with a certain stage of your life, with a certain progress, and that disappointment was quite big, and it was bigger than you thought, and it affected you in quite big way, which means subconsciously it was preventing you to move on. It was preventing you to expand your own abilities through your own energy, through your own visibility, through your own power. And that happens when we are unhappy with a certain stage or a certain progress, and we are like a subconsciously blaming ourselves for that particular stage. So most importantly, this is going to be the way out, and most importantly, the missing puzzle shall return. Once the missing puzzle is returned, this is going to represent the missing you. It's absolutely fantastic, and most certainly it's an important moment in time when it comes to the big change, my gorgeous Taurinis, indeed. Okay, so that was a message from Samuel. And your tarot card for March, my gorgeous Taurinis, is Seven of Coins. Okay, this doesn't surprise me whatsoever. It's an important moment in time of self-discovery and discovery, but it's also going to be very strong connection with your childhood. Very strong connection with your childhood, believe me or not, is going to make you think in a certain way, and it's going to kind of get your vibrant energy slightly closer to the main part of your spiritual journey, which you won't even crystal clear understand. This is a very strong moment in time when it comes to your subconscious mind. So whether you know this or not, an important, absolutely superb unfoldment is going to take place this month, but it's going to be connected to your childhood, and it's going to be connected to something that you used to do, something that you used to look forward to do, and then somehow you've just left that part behind. So this is a very strong connection with the childhood, and that is also going to bring you an insight exactly what you need this month. Therefore, my babies, you're going to come across the problem situation that is going to bring you a little bit down, but that's really important, because that is going to be the main factor, which is just going to start connecting you to your own spirituality when it comes to your own subconscious mind, and this is going to push you towards the past. At the same time, you will know when this is going to take place, when this is going to start happening, my gorgeous Taurinis. You will know this because at the same time, you are also going to hear like a really good news as well. A very good news is you're gonna hear about your own progress, about your own direction, and also at the same time, somebody from the past, a certain person, not necessarily lover, boyfriend, girlfriend, blah blah blah, certain person that means to you a lot, certain person that is important to you, somebody from the past is going to make a contact, and this is when you will know that the vibrance is going to become rather important at this stage. This is when you will know that this is your time, my gorgeous Taurinis, indeed. Now I'm going to shuffle these oracle cards, and I'm going to see what is your oracle card for the month as well, my gorgeous Taurinis. Now, openness. Look at this, babies. Openness. Be as open as you can. again, be as explorative as you can. You, in particular, some quite significant progress is also going to take place, my lord, and this is going to happen at around the mid-March indeed. And this progress, it's also for you to take this further, for you in order to achieve the highest level of your own spiritual journey. And this is a lot to do with your involvement and with your own understanding, with your own self-reflection. So you are going to come to terms with a certain part of your life, but then again, you are just going to be tested in such a way where something is going to be presented to you, but then again, you will just kind of be doubting yourself. But it's very important to step back. Don't rush into any decisions, into anything whatsoever, because once you come across with some kind of like unusual situation this month when you're not going to be not too sure what to do, but you will feel very strongly towards a certain path, certain direction, but you're still going to be unsure. Don't rush into anything, my gorgeous Taurinis. Just go home, sleep, and this way you will reconnect with your spirituality, with your spirit guides, with your guardian angels, with your astral projections. Your subconscious mind is very powerful at that time, so there is going to be a completely different message the next morning indeed. Do not rush into anything, okay? Now, the next spirit that I have here is called Carly. Carly. I have the spirit of Carly with me. And now my third sign, of course, is Gemini. This message is for Gemini and it's for March 2020. It's from the spirit called Carly. Oh, my lordy lord. Gemini, you know, the conclusion is within reach. The conclusion is within reach. Something is going to surprise you like there is no tomorrow. Really beautiful surprise you're going to have. This surprise is going to be connected to you, your progress, your success, you know, your financial situation. But that in itself is going to be such an important moment in time, because it's also going to make you realize that things are going to slightly start to change for you, my gorgeous Geminis, indeed. But this is a very important change, because spiritually you are reaching an absolutely mind-blowing point. Something that you have been waiting for, like, oh my lord, for a long time, it's going to take place as well. Something that you have been waiting for a long time in anticipation. And sometimes when we anticipate things, you know, they just pull lots of curtains down around us energetically. So the vibration is not the same, because we are just focusing so much on something, on a certain part, on a certain stage to take over. When we are focusing too much, it's not good to focus like too intensely, because it can actually cause the certain blockages. Indeed, we sometimes become, because the energy becomes not like a desperate-ish, you know, like the energy becomes like too longing for that particular direction, and that way we don't release every other path around you, so the energy is not flowing that well. So this happens for a reason indeed, but most certainly there is an important conclusion that you are going to have, an important conclusion that you are going to be provided. And this is so good, because it's all about the actual beautiful moment in time when it comes to your own reward. But also on another hand, this is going to be the time of the beautiful harmony, an important reflection from the people around you. So you're reaching an absolutely vavavoomish stage when it comes to the actual realization how powerful you are, how significant you are, how special you are, how beautiful you are in many different ways. And this is so good, because, you know, for so long, for a while, you have also been affected by these different energies that have preventing you to move on, and that have been preventing you, even most importantly, to reflect on your life in full way. When I say to reflect on your life in a full way, then you are basically, without like being open-minded enough, sometimes you cause like a certain blockages by subconsciously like a focusing on the certain stage also, you know. But then again, subconsciously you already put a little barriers down, and this happens very often. It's not only you, my gorgeous Geminis, this happens with everybody, you know, quite often, that people subconsciously put certain barriers down, and these barriers are directly responsible for not kind of having more opportunities, or maybe for not having things happening or unfolding as fast as they could. The bottom line is that you're reaching reaching a very beautiful stage when it comes to your personal unfoldment, when it comes to your personal development, and when it comes to your personal reward. But this is so much so to do with the state of your mind, with the really good news that you're going to hear, as I said, with a very long stage, very long and stale stage that became very long and very slow. And this happens because basically you were expecting for a certain success, but this is in particular something that you were expecting, and it just took slightly longer. So most certainly an important unfoldment is going to happen, and that in itself is going to make you realize, oh my God, an important conclusion. This conclusion that you are going to have, my Geminis, is going to be directly responsible for quite a lot when it comes to you, and when it comes to you making a big change, and reflecting on your home, on your family environment, on your immediate environment in a completely different way. It's just so beautiful, and it's also most certainly this is the time of peace and tranquility, and you needed this beautiful energy, you needed this peace, you needed this tranquility. It's just so beautiful because it's going to make you realize things around you that you didn't realize in such a long time, and it's also going to bring such a beautiful harmony, and it's important because the accomplished. Now this is going to be the time of accomplishment. This is going to be the time of the fruit of the labor that you are going to be picking or excited. But at the same time, it's beautiful because emotionally you're gonna grow very, very strong indeed, and emotionally you're also going to be projecting lots of beautiful and rara ooh la la energy. So which means that within yourself, this is going to be an absolutely beautiful moment, because you will be able to deal with your own energy. You will be able to project your own energy and manipulate it in the best possible way. I shouldn't use the word manipulation, but it's a good word, a good use of the energy, which means that you are going to be able to project your energy in the way you wanted. You will be able to project your energy the way you need it, and also you will be able to project your own personal energy towards any single person. You want to prove something, you want to show something, you want to say something, you want to work with, you want to show them your love. You want to show them your love. This is what I wanted to say, my gorgeous Gemininis. This is going to be the month of love, the month of reconnection, the month of relationships, the month of you rediscovering yourself and working on your relationships, building your relationships. But there is also, when it comes to couples, it's ooh la la, gorgeous time and beautiful moment, because some kind of really important stage is going to take place. And when it comes to those of you that are single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Geminis, there are lots of romances coming up. It's wonderful because lots of people are gonna feel your Vavumish energy, and you are going to feel their energy. The balance is going to be perfect. Somebody really good is coming. Lots of flirting, lots of social relationships, Gemininis, but somebody really significant is coming as well. For those of you that are single and ready to mingy. For those of you that are in relationship, it's just a wonderful moment, because it's just going to be quite important decision that you're also going to make by the end of this month indeed. So now I'm just gonna shuffleini this cardini. I'm gonna shuffle these cards. That's Sasha's language. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle these cards and I'm gonna see what is your tarot card for the month, my gorgeous Gemini. Okay, oh Lord, you see, Temperance. This is gonna be so wonderful, and I'm so happy for you, because this is gonna mean to you so much. I told you, my babies. It all boils down to this particular thing. What you were worrying about, you were kind of blaming yourself for something, and now that is coming to an end. And that blame was holding you down, and it was preventing you to be yourself. It was preventing you to reach your own full potential. So therefore you are going to get rid of this karmic baggage, and also it's just going to reflect on you beautifully when it comes to your energy, when it comes to your wisdom, when it comes to all those times that you felt restrained and unhappy perhaps. Wonderful. Your time is coming, my gorgeous Gemini. Your time is coming. So your oracle card, your oracle card for this month of March, Gemini. Oh, Going forward, indeed. Most certainly, I told you the slow situation is just going to bring you a wonderful unfoldment. And that slow situation at some point, in some moment in life, was a little bit messy indeed. So now it's beautiful because karmically you are going to learn from it as well. But most importantly, this is the month of going forward, the great month for negotiations, the great month to start new things, and anything new, anything that can go with this wonderful flow. Most certainly this is the month, my gorgeous Gemininis, indeed. Now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious Cancerini, and the spirit with me is called Andy. I've got Andy with me, and the message for Cancerini is, oh la 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 la, you are going to be tested a little bit. You are going to be tested a little bit. I know it's going to be a little bit strange. I know it's going to be a little bit bizarre. And because I'm acting like this, because I know the way this is going to make you feel, and I know how you are going to feel. So you're going to come to terms with a certain problem, with a certain situation that is bringing you down. But most certainly, like personally, it's been affecting you so much as well. That is going to be an important starting point for you to tackle a little bit, because it is just going to be the certain day that you will go through, and this is suddenly there is a certain a problem, you know, the certain personal issue, personal problem, you know, it's something is just going to suddenly become like the part of your reality, and you will want to kind of look at the things from a slightly different angle. But this is very important because spiritually March is going to be superb, and each day as it goes by you will be building your own spirit and you will work on yourself. This is the month when you work on yourself, my gorgeous Cancerini. You will take care of yourself this month as well. You will it's an important month for any kind of meditation, any kind of grounding. Oh my Lord, the ground is very powerful throughout March indeed, and also you will be benefiting from it so much, my gorgeous Cancerini. But most certainly it is the commitment that you have. It is the part of your life that is very important to you, part of your life that is very significant to you, part of your life that is like so powerful in your life. You know, it's like a candle burning within you. It's like your passion, something you're very something you're very passionate about, my gorgeous Cancerini. It's going to be tested. So this is very important for you to understand, that you will be tested with the part of you that is everything to you. And I want you to understand this because it's going to on purpose bring you a little bit down. It's going to, I will explain, it's going to on purpose bring you a little bit low. You've got a yin-yang moment, and this lowness, it's going to be so important because as low as you go, the higher you're going to shot up. As low as you go, the higher you will shot up. And this is why I say it's so important, because it's something, because it needs to kind of get you into this situation, into this dimension when you will be able to reflect in a slightly different way. And once you get there, this is going to be an important moment in time of your own radiance, which is just going to become a part of your rebirth, and it will on one hand bring you a crystal clear focus, and you will know exactly what to do, and it is going to become your wake-up call at the same time. But as I said, you will be tested because you're going to come to terms with a certain situation and you're going to get a little bit scared, and that is just also going to reflect, oh my God, I'm not too sure what to do. So this is all going to be the part of the test. The bottom line is you will be tested with the part of your life that means to you so much, that is so important to you, and you're going to start feeling confused about it because there is going to be the certain confusion that is going to present itself right in front of you. This is very important, and it's also at the same time going to be highly self-illuminated stage, and it's going to require from you to react in a certain way. And the answer to this is, my gorgeous Cancerinis, it's very important for me to say this. You will be tested, but this is going to be brilliant. You will be tested, but you will come on top. You will be tested, but you're going to end up with so much more. You will be tested, you are going to be a little bit confused, but it's going to be absolutely brilliant, because if you're not tested like this, if you wouldn't have been tested at some point, you know, later on this year, this situation would come back to require your own reflection. So March, as in March, and when it comes to you, my gorgeous Cancerini, it's absolutely perfect because you can only go up. You do not go down, my babies. You can only go up, and something wonderful and absolutely mind-blowing is going to come out of this situation. An idea, new realization, the problem. You will know what to do, how to deal with a certain issue and certain problem, how to look at it from a different angle, because you will grow spiritually so much. But most certainly a new direction, new option will become very, very interesting. Something that wasn't interesting before, something that you didn't like before. Sorry, something that you maybe didn't even think about before. And this is the part of this beautiful progress I'm talking about. And that's why you have got such a complex month, in particular when it comes to yin yang indeed. So your commitment is going to be tested, but it's going to be absolutely perfect, beautiful. And the answer to that is creativity. My gorgeous Cancerini, be creative, creative, creative. Creativity is our energy. Creativity is the projection of our mind, projection of our energy, projection of our personality, projection of our thinking, projection of where we want to be, projection of where we want to go. It's important for you to understand that through your own creativity, you will discover yourself, you will rediscover yourself. The new perspective is going to be provided to you as well, but most certainly it is also going to be healing. Through your own creativity, you will be healing yourself throughout the month as well. Okay, so now your tarot card of the month, my gorgeous Cancerini. That King of Cups, of course, absolutely fantastic, brilliant month. You will do something very, very wise this month indeed. You will make a wise decision. This wise decision is going to change everything. This wise decision is going to be brilliant, and it's at the same time going to come through from the inspiration from someone, okay, from the confirmation from someone like a spiritual leader or a spiritual guide or a spiritual guru, but most certainly an inspiration from the absolutely the right person at the right time. It's going to confirm something to you as well, but it's going to be brilliant and most certainly a step in the right direction, okay? And now I'm going to see what is your oracle card for this month, my gorgeous Cancerini, as well. You see, this is your gateway. You see this baby here, it's saying gateway, but this is like your spiritual gateway. This is your spiritual door. My babies, this is what you can imagine. Beautiful spiritual bridge going from one side of the gorgeous river to another side. The spiritual bridge is everything. The spiritual bridge is very important, and most importantly, it's going from one dimension to another, but it's connected to your personal journey, to your personal path as well. Your lucky number throughout this month, it's number 7. You have a lucky number, my gorgeous Cancerini, and your number is 7. Wear this number with you, have it in your pocket, have it on your pendant. It's going to help you to attract this particular energy of success, inspiration, optimism, and power even more. Okay, now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Leonis. Now Leonis, I've got a spirit of called Lian. Sorry, I've got a spirit with me called Lian, and it's a very significant month for you as well, my gorgeous Leone, March 2020, because you really come to terms with a certain issue. You're really coming to terms with a certain problem. You know what? It's like a lot with something that you're keeping behind, something that is just maybe needing a little bit of your own reflection, something that needs a little bit of your adjustment. You know, something is slowly coming to an end. Certain part of your life is slowly coming to an end, and now it's just dragging. It's dragging, my gorgeous Leonis. I'm not saying, oh my God, it's so bad, it's all dragging, it's all negative. No, baby, no. This is personal, and it's a very powerful moment for you as well, because on one hand, it's going to provide provide you with a golden opportunity. But then on another hand, karmically, this is going to be so good because you will do something that people are going to be very proud of you, very proud of what you did, very proud of the way you're going to react. But most certainly it's about going forward, my gorgeous Leonis, going forward, going forward, going forward. This is also just so important because it's about a personal issue, you know, the personal issue also that was affecting you in so many different that was affecting you in so many different ways, and it basically kept you restrained, you know. And this is why this is just so important, because now this month, my gorgeous Leonis, it's not only about coming to terms with this personal issue is going to reach an absolutely remarkable resolution, but that is more powerful than anything, because that is going to help you to grow, that is going to help you to release yourself, that is going to help you to have a crystal clear focus, and it's going to become the time of unfoldment and activation at the same time. Everything is going to start being better, everything is going to start looking nicer. You will realize how much this personal issue was dragging you down, and it was preventing you to move on. Those gray areas in your life are not going to be gray anymore. This is because you will do the right things. This is because you will be able to recognize this on time, and most certainly on one hand you will have a really beautiful spiritual reward, but on another hand this is going to be an absolutely remarkable step forward, because you are going to have a very big realization here, very important learning situation, very important realization, learning situation. But the bottom line is that you are most certainly gonna have an important step forward, my gorgeous Leonis. I was going to say to you that you know that basically you're gonna make a decision, you're gonna move forward with the part of your life that you were so worrying and you were so kind of uncertain, and then once you do that, you're just gonna realize, oh, thank you God, you know, it wasn't as bad, or it wasn't as weird. And instead of feeling negative and sad, you will, my babies, actually dance around and have like a little reason for celebration. This is because you're gonna inspire yourself. This energy is here to inspire you, to make you feel good, to make you feel excited about yourself. This is a great healing energy and very inspiring in so many different ways, my gorgeous Leonis. As I said, this is an important month. You will make a quite significant decision when it comes to your success, when it comes to your money, when it comes to your finances, because after this moment in time, things are going to look forward. Just remember, my Leonis, stay committed to the task at hand, okay? You will be tested when it comes to your work, career, finances, security and power, but you just stick to your guns and stay commitment to the task at hand. It is very important to say this, because when you have such an important promise come through, which is going to help with the reflection around you so much, self-illuminate you, you also just need to remember that there is a lot going to be happening for you throughout this month. The actual March is all going to be about the perfection, you know, where you didn't see perfection, understanding, you know, prosperity, you know, it's all about the good, valuable things in life, you know, it's all about the actual combination of material and spiritual prosperity. Now, this is the one, material and the spiritual prosperity. Now, this is an important one, because once you have this balance like you're going to have in March, this is the direct reason how you're gonna get the picture crystal clear, where you're gonna have the significant bravery and sharpness that you wouldn't normally have, and this is going to be directly responsible for you being pushed forward. You will be surprised, but in the best possible way, my gorgeous Leonis, most certainly in the best possible way. Sorry, indeed. Every time when I work with the spirit world, you see, I get this. I get that with my voice. My throat goes like really dry. Okay, so your tarot card, my gorgeous Leonis, is, okay, 6 of coins. Absolutely remarkable. I mean, it's important because, you know, very important realization that you are going to have. Very important realization at around the time when you get a certain money, at around the time when you have a certain financial gain, at around the time when somebody in your life kind of of want to come forward. Somebody in your life will connect or reconnect with you. And this is also going to be the moment in time when you're actually going to really make an important, you're going to realize some kind of actual self-denial as well at the same time, but something is going to be confirmed to you, and there's going to be wonderful realization that you will actually have. It's important because most certainly you will know it's all about being balanced. It's all about like doing what you want to do, but also it's about the actual time, and an important time for balance, spirituality, as I said, in practicality, because something really great is going to take place here, you know. And you're also going to be told something, you know, that it's going to be quite surprise you this month as well. But it's going to be so good because it's going to happen at the right moment, at the right time, when you will need that little bit of warmish feeling, confirmation when it comes to some kind of security and power. And this is going to be very, very important for your own balance. Okay. Now, your oracle card of the month, my gorgeous Leonis, your oracle card is as well Gateway, an absolutely important time, because you know what you have been struggling with, what was bringing you down, what was making you so unhappy, what was making your life so uncertain, what was bringing like a little bit of darkness like in your life. It's coming slowly to an end. You know, this is important because this month is going to be directly responsible for this. An idea you will have from someone, an inspiration you will have from someone. One person in particular is going to be so important when it comes to all this inspiration, all this optimism, which is going to enhance your own personal power. Sometimes certain people in our lives can be absolutely remarkable when it comes to our own success, when it comes to our own directions, when it comes to our own, you know, things that we make in life. Absolutely fantastic. So there is someone very important in your life that is just going to be an absolutely ridiculously important influence indeed. Okay, so the next the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious Virgolini. My gorgeous Virgolini, I have got the spirit of Ron. Spirit of Ron is with me, my gorgeous Virgolinis, and now it is just, oh my lord, this month is going to be the month. Okay, Ron is absolutely super delighted. Ron is as excited as I'm to say this to you. Of course, the letter J is going to be playing an important role. Letter J, it's going to be playing an important role indeed when it comes to this month, my gorgeous Virgolinis. But when it comes to you, it's time to wakey. It's so important to say this because also it's quite, you see, March is quite significant in general when it comes to the unfoldment of knots, you know, the knots that have been like kind of left in our lives, you know, over the certain period of time. And this energetic spiritual knots are very difficult to kind of go over, to go past by. So we have to at some point return and deal with them. Why? Because this is the part of our spiritual journey. It's part of who we are, and it's part of our lessons that we need to learn on, focus on, you know, in order to allow our spiritual journey to evolve where it's meant to evolve. So this is all part of it. This is all part of our karma. It's all part of our spiritual journey. So most certainly, this is an absolutely remarkable month when it comes to the actual your energy, because it is just important, and it's also going to open your eyes. It is going to confirm something very personal to you, and this is all part of your own direction. This is all part of the changes that you needed to have, but it's also going to provide you with to deal with a very negative issue from the past that have arisen some time ago, some while ago, and this issue created a problem, and and it kind of made you a little bit scared with going towards the certain path or doing something and believing in yourself and trusting yourself without kind of like a feeling the energy drainage, towards that unfoldment, towards that spiritual knot that I'm talking about. So this is so important, because what is going to happen right at the beginning of the March, my gorgeous Virgolinis, it's going to be almost like the realization is just going to come out of the blue. It's wonderful, it's important, and it's very significant, because it's going to happen right at the beginning of the March. Indeed, you are literally going to wake up your eyes in the morning and you will just feel it. You will know exactly what to do. You're going to feel like full of energy. You're going to feel full of power. You're going to feel like full of like Radha Vavumish vibration, which is just going to reflect on you so beautifully, and it is just going to remind you of who you are. It's going to remind you of what you do. It's going to remind you what needs to be done. It's going to remind you what direction to go, because there is a new direction that it's going to be revealed to you, and something very quick is going to take place. My Lord, very quick. I've got like a little rabbit, the symbol of a rabbit, little white rabbit, little white bunny. It's very cute, very powerful, very significant, but it's very symbolic as well when it comes to making a quick cute little jump, which means that some kind of issue and problem that was there for such a long time, now it's going to be resolved like almost immediately. And this is what little white bunny represent in this particular situation. Little white bunny, it's representing like a nice little jump that you are going to have. Not only you're going to change so much throughout this month, but it's also very powerful months when it comes to you projecting your own vibration, you talking to people, you getting to know people, you talking to lots of people who are going to come into your life as well. There are quite a few people that are going to become the part of your spiritual journey when it comes to this month. Very important months when it comes to social relationships in general, family members, and it's also going to be some kind of reminder, very important reminder when it comes to you and immediate people around you. When it comes to your family members, there is something that maybe you're not doing that you should be doing. Maybe somebody who you should give a bit more attention that you're not giving bit more attention. So it's important time of reconnection and connection when it comes to the family members. On another hand, my gorgeous Virgolinis, you know what? It's wonderful because something that you didn't even want to like kind of also be honest with yourself, you are going to need to come to terms with it as well. And this is very important, because that in itself is going to reflect on your personal strength, and it is going to become an important moment in time when you're going to gain the control over a situation as well. Your lucky number this week, this month, my gorgeous Virgolinis, it's number 11. You are at the entrance of something very important. You are at the entrance of something very good. You are at the entrance of something very significant. You will be tested emotionally because you're going to be like, oh my God, no, I can't do this. Yes, my babies, you can. You can do so much. Indeed, you're very powerful in many different ways, and your energy is in touch with earth, with the earthly energies, like with the energy field, like there is no tomorrow. In particular, when it comes to March, you will be able to reflect so much, my baby, so much. An important moment in time. You are going to find some kind of passion about yourself. Passion, a new passion is going to be born. That passion is at the same time going to highlight your way. It's going to highlight your journey. It's going to give you reason to live. I'm not saying that you didn't have a reason to live, but it's going to give you a big reason to smile indeed. It's going to give you a reason to live to those of you who felt like a fallen into the darkness and just floating. So now you're just about to come to the surface, and once you come to the surface, the world is going to be completely different. Beautiful, wonderful, an important stage for you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, because it's boiling down to the new plan, and new wish. This is very important because it's something that you were thinking about before, but before, when you were thinking about this stage, it's like you would think like, no, it's not normal, or no, I don't do what everybody's doing. This is something to do with your uniqueness. This is something to do with who you are. This is something to do with you expressing yourself in the way you want to express yourself. But most certainly, it is going to rejuvenate you. It is going to rejuvenate your life. It's going to rejuvenate your power. And it's also going to be absolutely remarkable when it comes to the actual healing as well, because you will find yourself being very energetic throughout the month, where you're going to be achieving quite a lot. An important new plan is going to take place. My gorgeous Virgolinis, an important new plan is going to take place. And this is going to help you on so many different levels. When it comes to your personal life, my babies, when it comes to your financial life, when it comes to your security, when it comes to your power, when it comes to your personal growth, and most certainly you going towards the right direction. Important, important, important. Your tarot card of the month, my gorgeous Virgolini, is 8 of Cups. Look at this, an important time. This is the 8 of Cups, because you are going to leave the old you behind, my babies, and you are going to say ciao ciao to the new you. Indeed. So you are going to leave your old you behind, my babies, and you're going to open your eyes and you're going to go towards the new year. It's the discontinuance of the certain effort is going to come very, very evident here, but it's going to require from you to do this mentally. It's very important, like you're doing physically. It doesn't matter whether you're like, you decided that something came to an end, something you need to abandon. You decide this in your mind. You're already energetically making things. You're sending the certain energy. You're sending the certain vibration already. So, but when you come to terms with this and when you make a certain adjustment, like physically, then you're on top of the world, my gorgeous Virgolinis, because this is as important to realize that you need to make a certain adjustment when it comes to you, but it's a lot to do with who you are, what you want to be, and with your personal life. What is bringing you down and what is making you unhappy? This month will be crucial for this, indeed. Okay? Now I'm going to shuffle these oracle cards, my gorgeous Virgolinis, and I'm going to see what is your oracle card for March. Oh, dun, 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 dun. This is an inner peace. It's so important, and you will see how much was the personal issue taken away from you. I know this is going to sound harsh, but maybe you were lying to yourself a little bit. Maybe you want to come to terms with a certain aspect of yourself, of your life coming to an end. But as soon as you realize this, you are going to get your own inner peace. As soon as you realize this, you are going to get your inner balance. This is a very important and very powerful time for you indeed, because something absolutely remarkable is going to take place as well. I like it because personally I know how much this is going to affect you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, in the best possible way. Spiritually, you are about to become very, very strong. And once you are spiritually very strong, once you reach this particular vibration, my gorgeous Virgolinis, you are going to be on top of the world indeed. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Libra. My gorgeous Libra, I have got a Spirit of Patrick. Spirit of Patrick is with me, my gorgeous Libra, and it's like, ooh la la. Now it's time to release the negativity. Now it's very important as you are walking into the March, as you are starting with the March, from the beginning of the March, anything that comes to your mind that is bringing you down, anyone that comes into your mind that is making you feel negative, or any stage or any part of your life that is making you feel really negative, you just really, this is how you do with this is how you deal. You just basically take the spiritual key in such a way where you kind of really have to understand that something that was making you unsatisfied, certain unsatisfied unsatisfied desires just became a little bit complex when it comes to you, my gorgeous Libras, when it comes to your life. But now the time span, my babies, within the last 5 months, in particular, there was the certain struggle. This was affecting you more than you can possibly imagine, and most certainly this is why you need to understand that you will also like kind of come to terms with a certain issue. But before you do that, you will be tested in such a way where somebody is going to try to like have a little bit of a conflict with you. Okay, you need to do this. You need to understand this, that this conflict, it's also going to be the part of the situation, the part of this understanding, the part of this vibration that wants you to pay attention to things that you wouldn't normally pay attention to, but it's also going to provide you with an edit that you couldn't normally have, that you wouldn't normally have. So this is very, very important, because you're going to be able not only to get the right balance, but you're also going to be able to come to terms with a certain part of you, certain unsatisfied desires and struggle that slowly came to an end. But before that, as I said, there is going to be like the certain conflict. And what I need you to understand, what I want you to understand, this is a very, very significant time when it comes to testing. It is not only about you. Lots of other signs get tested in March. This is because we are reaching this important time of the year when people within themselves are starting to feel so much better. But this is because of the time of the year. The vibration is very strong. The vibration is very powerful, because we start to feel this, and then we can connect to our life in a different way. That's why it's going to be so powerful, and it's going to provide you with this opportunity where you're going to have a little bit of conflict that is going to be provided. You get two things out of it. For once, you rise above the conflict. Do not go low. And for two, you will know that after that conflict, you just pay attention to what's around you, pay attention where this happened, and not conflict, but somebody's going to be a little bit stroppy around you. Don't get me wrong, like conflict, somebody's going to be a little bit stroppy. Somebody will want to wind you up a little bit, and then you just rise above the situation and you get the most out of it, because you will be floating above it, and you will be able to understand things that person can. So you're always that one step forward. But on another hand, you are going to know that this conflict and about that situation, it's going to be everything, because it's also going to become a highly important time when it comes to your own self-illumination. And that in itself is going to provide you with the realization. That realization is going to become an opportunity, and that opportunity, it's also at the same time going to become an important moment in time when it comes to your own bravery, when it comes to your own realization, when it comes to your own power, when it comes to your own creativity. But most certainly is the certain wish, something that you always wanted to do. It's also going to become like a little bright spark at the same time. This is going to be quite important months for you, my gorgeous Libra, because a lot is going to be happening, and all you need to do in order to come to terms with certain problem situation and the energy is just to basically be as open-minded as you can, and do not let any conflict or anybody who tries to wind you up. You just kind of know that this is the stage, this is the part of your life, this is the element where you're going to need to pay attention, because very soon there are going to be certain adjustments that you are going to make, and these adjustments are going to be everything. You don't need to do anything physically or anything like that, but it's just all about the power of your mind. It's all about your own thinking and realization. Then suddenly, just out of the blue, you will realize, oh my God, I've got more than I need to move on. My babies, this is the whole point. Very important. I've got more resources than I actually possibly need in order to move on with my life. I've got more resources that I need in order to move on with my life. This is so important, and that in itself is going to provide you with a vision. That vision is going to be very strong, very vivid, very important, and it's going to become the wake-up call as well at the same time. please try to like kind of like a think also. I know I said this before, my gorgeous Libra, but it's very important that throughout the months you also pay attention what is the very first thing on your mind. There are two things that are again going to be revealed. This is so important, but you need to see it as a gift, my babies. There are two things that are going to be revealed to you the very first thing in the morning. You know, when I say like when you sleep in the morning, when we sleep, we are a part of all sorts of dimensions. You know, we are like having astral projections all the time. We are told many things about spirit guides, about guardian angels. So when we wake up in the morning, like the first couple of minutes, you know, we are still like pretty much so like part of this dimension, part of this energy, part of this power, and we are able to stretch our mind in all sorts of like a sacred directions, sacred dimensions. And this is why it's important to pay attention to what's on your mind. There are two things. One thing throughout the months is going to be on your mind, like it's going to be simple, like go and it's going to be suddenly it's going to come to you, oh yeah, go and wash the floor or something, and then you go and wash the floor. At some point that day you follow this direction, you follow this dimension, you follow this power, and that is going to be a golden key, because something is going to happen to you, something wonderful while you are washing the floor, while you are following this psychic channel direction. Something is going to be revealed to you, something very important that is going to become a relevant part of your spiritual journey. And on another thing, what is going to be also revealed to you throughout this month as well, on one day in the morning, it's going to be like just bizarre thing, like the answer to the certain problem, the answer to the certain issue that is making you feel negative, connected to someone else, to the other person, to the other situation, something that leaves a bitter taste in your mouth as soon as you think about it. A big, massive, horrible problem is going to come to an end as well, and it's going to come to you in the morning. Please pay attention, my gorgeous Libra. I know it sounds really weird, but it's most certainly very, very, very important for you to move on with your life. Okay, so now your tarot card of the month, my gorgeous Libra, is Queen of Swords. Absolutely fantastic. You know, you're going to find yourself really powerful this month. You're going to find yourself very significant, you know. Please, let me tell you, go and do things that are making you feel good, you know. Take care of yourself. Reward yourself as much as you can. Make sure that you're meditating. Make sure that you're grounding yourself, but also just understand that you will be very sharp and very powerful this month. Libra, please understand that you will be very sharp and very powerful this month, and especially when it comes to things, spontaneous things, especially when it comes to spontaneous things, spontaneous situations, spontaneous responses, because they are going to be everything but spontaneous. Trust me, you will be super sharp. Even if you don't feel like it, you are going through a very, very, very important transformation. Just remember that. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Libra, I'm going to shuffle these oracle cards, and I'm going to see, oh, here we go. It's all about the wonderful, wonderful self-realization. This self-realization is so important because it's going to help you to connect so much. And the certain bits and pieces, parts of your spiritual journey, you know, it's just going to make sense. There are going to be lots of moments like, oh my God, this is why. Oh, I'm so glad actually. Oh, I'm so glad. You know, certain negative things that happen to you, my gorgeous Libra, this month, you're going to be like, I'm so glad it actually happened to me. But then if you think about it now, you would be like, oh, no way, no, I don't like it. But now there is so much going to start making sense. Wonderful. Very, very important when it comes to you. Very important when it comes to new direction, and very important when it comes to that balance that you're going to have as well with it. Okay? So now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, of course, is my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Scorpione. My gorgeous Scorpione, I have got a spirit of Stanley with me. Stanley is with me, my gorgeous Scorpiones, and Stanley is absolutely delighted to let you know that, you know, emotionally, this is going to be remarkable month. My gorgeous Scorpiones, emotionally, this is going to be remarkable month. The actual month month of connections and reconnections. There is also going to be the certain friend or a person or a family member, somebody, a friend or person, no, a friend or family member, somebody who means to you so much, somebody who means to you a lot. It's going to return into your life, and it's going to also provide you with an absolutely remarkable, mind-blowing advice. The mind-blowing advice that you are going to have also, it's going to be so important for you to actually kind of make a certain decision, you know, when it comes to your home, when it comes to your immediate environment, when it comes to the life around you. But you are most certainly reaching a very important stage, you know, because it is just like about a very, very slow life, a very slow stage, my gorgeous Scorpionis. In general, things haven't been moving on, things haven't been moving forwards, especially if I'm saying that not in general, not completely with everything, but in those areas of your life where things haven't been moving forward, you know, in general, this is very important to say that now you're going to have an absolutely remarkable progress. And I really like it because this month is going to be the return of happiness, the return of joy, the return of pleasure, you know, peace, love, you know, an absolutely important moment in time when it comes to the certain honor and you feeling so good about yourself. This is going to be so important to you, bless your heart. It's the certain people that you wanted to impress, certain situations that you wanted to be part of, certain things that you wanted to achieve, make, start, do, and basically, you know, this is going to take an important turn, and most certainly you are going to impress right people. Scorpionis, it's not only when it comes to your home, it's not only when it comes to your friends, but it's the greatest honor that you're also going to feel when it comes to your professional life, when it comes to your own security and power. And therefore you're going to make an important future plan. An important future plan is going to take place here. This is so good, and it's also very significant because also almost immediately a certain unfoldment is going to take place. And you know why? Because this month, it's all about a new beginning, and it's all about an important direction, opportunity, but also the support. An absolutely mind-blowing important support. This is going to mean to you so much, and you will know exactly what I'm saying, my gorgeous Scorpionis. There's going to be an important emotional support, that you are going to have an important support in general. That support, not only emotional, but in general, this is going to mean to you so much. And also an incredible moment, you know, you will have when it comes to the certain justice, my gorgeous Scorpione. This is going to be so important. Incredibly important. You will know what I mean, because after that moment everything is going to change. The time of unfoldment, an important justice. Okay, so whether you're waiting for some kind of justice, legal justice, or whether you're waiting for someone to make a certain decision for you, it all depends. But most certainly the certain justice is coming, and it's also going to bring an incredible balance. And at the same time, when you hear about that justice, you're going to get a mind-blowing advice. My gorgeous Scorpionis, you're going to have a mind-blowing advice. Just remember to bring love into the situation. 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 It's very important to keep on being optimistic and open-minded, because you are going to be tested as well, and this is all part of this process. This is all part of this progress, but most certainly you are going to have a control over situation, and you are going to achieve quite a lot throughout this month. I really like it because you are going to do something really important, and also a quite significant conclusion. You will know that the conclusion that you will have this month, it's at the same time, my gorgeous Scorpione, going to become a new stage, because it's about to bring you harmony into your life that you didn't have before. It's about to bring you inspiration, and that is going to rejuvenate you, you know. And there is an old part, you know, of you about to return into your life. This is just so deep, and it's very powerful, because, you know, there is going to be very strong connection that you are going to have with your child, childhood, which is nothing unusual, but with the good things in your childhood. And something very important, an important insight is going to help you so much with a certain problem and a certain situation that you're gonna need to come to terms with. And this is all going to be part of your progress, and it's going to lead you towards a really massive change. But in particular, when it comes to your home, you know, Scorpion, is something very important is going to take place. And the bottom line is the big change when it comes to your home, it's going to start taking place. But this is really good, and it's really important, and it's going to require from you to kind of change things a little bit about your life, to make a certain adjustments. But most certainly it's going to be very relevant when it comes to your own success, and when it comes to your own security, and when it comes to your own power. Okay, absolutely fantastic. So now I'm just going to shuffle these cards, my gorgeous Scorpione. You see, Six of Coins as well. This is absolutely remarkable. And this is what I was going to say. You know, there is a beautiful reward that you are going to have, my gorgeous Scorpiones, this month. Indeed, there is a beautiful reward that you are going to have this month. But also a little surprise as well. And the surprise that is going to happen and take place is also going to take place at around the mid-March, indeed. And that surprise is going to be so good, because it's going to be very personal to you in many different ways, but it's also going to provide you with an opportunity that you wouldn't normally have. On another hand, an important news you will hear about somebody very, very significant in your life when it comes to the certain family member or the certain person that you were maybe worrying about. So, you know, there is an unfoldment of the messy situation that is going to turn out in a quite good way, and that is also kind of going to mean so much to you because you were worrying about it as well. Okay, so now I'm just going to shuffle these cards, my gorgeous Scorpione, and I'm going to see what is your oracle card for the month of March. There we go. This is all about you going forward. You need to trust yourself. Your energy is going to be remarkable. Your intuition is going to be mind-blowing. Your certain things are going to start making sense like there is no tomorrow. And just let me tell you, it's going to confuse you. But you need to remember that you need to trust yourself. Your intuition is going to be absolutely remarkable, and almost everything you do this month, it's about you going forward. Just remember, important to meditate, important to connect with the nature, important to connect and reconnect with the trees, important to touch the ground to ground yourself. Absolutely remarkable time, because you will spiritually grow quite a lot actually. Okay? Now, the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Sagittarini. Sagittarini, I have got a spirit of Sandy. The spirit of Sandy is with me, my gorgeous Sagittarinis, and your message for March is just all about the actual you're going to be tested so much. But this is good. Please don't just, oh no, I'm going to be tested, you know. No, this is really important, because it's going to help you so much, this testing. You are going to need to remember that the month is going to be a little bit unusual, a little bit strange and bizarre, because you're going to kind of be tested in such a way where maybe you will be confused with the certain parts of you and the certain things that you have been doing so far on daily basis. So March is going to bring a lot of like, oh, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to go that dimension? Do I really want to go that direction? I'm not too sure anymore. I want to change things, you know. Just remember that this is all part of your test. This is all part of your test, and throughout this month you will be tested, and you need to remember this. Step out of your comfort zone. You're powerful, you're strong, you're courageous, you're significant, you're different, you're very successful, you can like do things while you're sleeping, you're very ambitious, you're very powerful when it comes to like you're projecting your energy, and you can work 20 hours a day and you're still going to do job 100% perfect. You're remarkable. So I just want to say that there will be certain tests. There are 4 tests that you will have throughout this month. 4 times throughout this month, you will think like, oh no, I don't want to do this anymore. Oh, that doesn't make me happy. No, baby, no. This is all part of this vibration. It's all part of this energy. It's all part of this test that is pretty much so connected to new plans and new wishes and the fantasy really of yours, something that you always wanted to do, something that you always wanted to achieve, but you would always block yourself by saying, oh no, I can't do this because it's too far. I can't do this because this is not the way people live. I can't do this because this is I don't know, this is not going to provide me with what I need. And it's just going to be so much that it's just going to come backwards and forwards like this. But 4 times in particular, this is so important because you will be tested at the same time. It's very easy and it's very simple what you need to do. All you need to do is just remember, it's always stay committed to the task at hand, and that in itself is going to bring you the harmony that you need. But at the same time, 4 times you will come to the terms with a certain problem, certain issue, like it's a spiritual knot, what I call it, a spiritual knot, and that is going to require from you just to go as low, baby, low. It's like, oh no, I'm too low. And then as low you are, the more high up you're going to jump. As low you go, the more volcano, effect you're going to have. It's just so important, my gorgeous Sagittarius. The more low you feel in March, the better it's going to be. I know it sounds really weird. I know it sounds a bit bizarre, but it's all part of this progress. It's all part of this energy. It's all part of this yin-yang circle. So this is what you need to do in order to get to the certain realization, to get to the certain feeling, and that in itself is going to release the actual dimensions around you, and you are going to be aware of so much more after that moment in time, because there is going to be something like that is going to take place. The outcome, it's going to be remarkable. The outcome is going to be brilliant, and the outcome is also going to be so much so to do with a new you, but it's going to reveal something very important to you by the end of this month, very significant. But this is to do with you, with your personal life, and with a certain direction that is going to be unfolded at the same time. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very vibrant, and it's going to be a very powerful time of the year as well, because it's going to be so much new and beautiful energy that is going to become quite vibrational at the same time. And it's about a beautiful flame within you that you are going to burn, the beautiful flame, which means that a whole new passion is going to be born by the end of this month, my gorgeous Sagittarius. And just remember, it's all about step out of your comfort zone. Step out of your comfort zone. There will be an important month, an important day at around the 17th of March in particular also, where I need you to remember, step out of your comfort zone. Every time when you feel like you haven't got enough energy, or that you haven't got enough experience, I really need you to remember, step out of your comfort zone, because you will be spiritually guided. You will be guided by the divine. You will be guided by your energy. You will be guided by your angels. You will be guided by your spirit guides. And at the same time, something absolutely superb, like really quick and really fast, is going to take a place, and that is in itself an important moment in time when it comes to this spirituality, this spiritual journey, my gorgeous Sagittarius. So your tarot card, of course, your tarot card is the Hanged Man. It's beautiful. It's going to require your readjustment. You are going through your own personal rebirth. This is very important, very significant, and it's the time of changes. Be as open-minded, my gorgeous Sagittarius, my babies, as much as you can, but you are going through such an important progress, and that progress will require from you to make a certain adjustment, readjustment, rebirth in order to get where you want to get. But most certainly you will be able to look at the things from a completely different angle, and this is going to be everything, my gorgeous Sagittarius, because you are going to be able to self-illuminate yourself, and therefore that self-illumination is going to make you even more powerful, more strong. It's going to give you even more reason to move on with your life, but most importantly, it's going to help you to see what is keep on bringing you down and what is keeping you restrained. So karmically, this is going to be an important stage, but most certainly a little readjustment you are going to have, and that readjustment is also going to lead towards your own rebirth indeed. And your oracle card, my gorgeous Sagittarius, is Bam, ba-da, ba-da, bam, bam, bam. Again, look at this. Going forward, going forward, going forward. This is absolutely remarkable, and it's great, and it's unbelievable. Do you know what? And also, there are few things that you're going to come to terms with this month, and they're going to be really bizarre. You know, certain things are going to take like a progress, like, and it is really going to happen out of the blue. Two things are going to surprise you, but most certainly you will know that you will almost immediately feel like a little bit different about them. One of the things is to do with your professional life, security and power, money in general, and another thing is about your emotions, your personal life, people around you. You know, this is going to be quite significant time when it comes to that moving forward as well, going forward, because a certain realization is just going to be the step in the right direction. It's going to make you feel so good about yourself, people around you, and your immediate environment. Okay, so the next sign sorry the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Capricornius. My gorgeous Capricornius, I have got the spirit of a rose with me. The spirit of rose is with me, my gorgeous Capricornius, and it's like, oh my God. The big problem is going to come to an end when it the big problem is going to come to an end when it comes to your own security, your personal security, when it comes to your finances, you know, when it comes to the feeling of uncertainty, maybe when it comes to the feeling of certain fear, and also when it comes to the feeling of negativity that was created and enhanced at the same time. But this is even more illuminated by your own fear. This is because sometimes we get really worried, and this actually brings us down, and it depends if that affects our balance or not, because as I said before, the more we worry, the more this affects us. The more we worry, sometimes, you know, that can actually cause the certain blockages, because it depends how worried we are. I'm not saying that you were like desperately worried or anything like that, but 99.9% of the time people are desperately worried. But it's natural, it's a normal feeling, it's a normal emotion, and especially when it comes to like waiting for the important unfoldment of your life, when it comes to the change in security and power. Yeah, so this is all part of this progress, this is all part of this process. And when we get worried, then we block out things from happening. When we get worried, we create certain blockages, and that kind of like makes a situation around us slightly darker. So therefore we need just a little bit longer to find our way out. So most certainly this is an important part of the process when it comes to you, my gorgeous Capricornius, indeed, because it's just all about the actual realization that right within the first few days of this month you will have a very interesting conclusion. And the interesting conclusion that you are going to have within the first few days of this month is just going to kind of be like connected to your achievement, your success, the new security and power feeling that you are going to have at the same time. An idea, something absolutely wonderful is going to take place. An idea that is just going to highlight so much about yourself. It's going to highlight so much about you. It's going to highlight so much like in front of you at the same time, and it's going to make you feel so optimistic. This idea, it's going to have a couple of things about it. One thing is going to be to do with you, what you're going to do, what you want to do. But another thing is to do with your own personal life. It's to do with the coming out of the situation that was bringing you, you know, that was bringing you lots of problems, but you were not necessarily direct cause for that particular situation. I also see letter L. Okay, letter L is going to be quite significant here when it comes to this moment in time. Letter L is going to, and letter C, LC. These letters are going to be quite significant to you when it comes to this month, when it comes to you finding out certain things about yourself, but you also being drawn towards new parts of your life that are going to be calling you. And this is so beautifully important because it's just going to be so significant when it comes to your own personal vibration and optimism, and you are going to reach the levels of the very high spirituality when it comes to this, and that in itself is going to reward you with a beautiful crystal clear focus, you know, that you are going to have. But even more importantly, it's going to realize that there is a very significant wake-up call that you are going to have, and this is all through your own boost of your own creativity, which is just going to make you really optimistic at the same time. And it is just going to to be such a highly rejuvenating month that you are going to have. A very, very important, because you're going to find yourself having quite a lot of ideas and be very optimistic when it comes to that part of you. Even when some ideas seem crazy or weird or strange, just write them down. Do not forget them, because throughout this month you will be going through something very important, very rejuvenating moment in time where you're going to realize something quite significant towards the end of the month. But towards the mid-March, it's just going to be like an unfoldment of the situation that is just going to be so much that is going to surprise you. It's going to come out of the blue. It's going to require from you to act immediately, which is absolutely fine. And then at the end of the month, it's going to be an absolutely remarkable unfoldment that you are going to have, but you wouldn't normally have, because it's the conclusion that you're going to have at the same time. It's going to come directly through that problem, through that issue. It's brilliant because it's also creating and recreating an important and very powerful spiritual knot that you're going to have. And that spiritual knot is going to be directly responsible for the conclusions that you wouldn't normally have. And this is all about the balancing spirituality and practicality, but at the same time, just keep going, keep going, keep going. And you know what? You're going to have an absolutely remarkable moment, Capricornius. Oh my Lord. You see, it's not only like about security, power and emotions, but it's just about you finding out an important part of yourself, through your own progress, through your own achievement, through your own bravery, through your own self-esteem, through your own courage. Do you know what you're going to realize? What's going to be huge, Capricornius? You are not absolutely crazy whatsoever. No, I'm not saying that you are crazy, but it's just maybe, there was a certain stage in your life and certain things that you were on about, that you were focusing and you were talking about. Maybe certain people weren't able to perceive in that way. So that's why I'm saying that it is just the expression of yourself. Just do whatever you want to do. Be whoever you want to be. Go towards the path or towards the journey you want to go towards. It's you doing your job, you doing your thing, you doing you on this spiritual journey. No one can tell you to be you. Only you can be you. And this is why you are reaching an absolutely vavavumish important stage here of an important, significant reward. You started something like some time ago, you started something some while ago, and you were uncertain, and maybe somebody said like, oh no, you're crazy, don't do this, no, it's not the right thing to do. Baby, this is an amazing confirmation, an amazing realization, which is just going to bring a vavumish vibration, because you know what is going to boil down to, you my babies? To the actual prosperity lies ahead. This is a lucky month for you, my gorgeous Capricornians. This is a lucky month for you. It's the great prosperity lies ahead. Do not forget this, Capricornians. Listen, prosperity lies ahead. Do not forget this. You will need this, and you will remember it when you need it the most, my babies, indeed, okay? It's the great month for the negotiations, great month to start something new, great month to start something big, okay? Great month for any kind of justice. This is going to be the highly victorious, highly victorious month for you. So the vibration is going to be perfect, and it's going to be that that important for you to go with this particular flow, because if you start some kind of progresses and processes, you're going to be rewarded so much more, that much more that you wouldn't normally be rewarded. It's a time of an ancient healing wisdom indeed. Okay, so now I'm just going to say to you this is absolutely remarkable. Just remember, it's an important month for prosperity and well-being and luxury. Just try to kind of focus on these things together and be as open-minded as you can, and also change your routine. An important time to change something every single day. What you do, change it a little bit, and you will see exactly what am I saying. Okay, so now I'm just going to see what is your tarot card, my gorgeous Capricornius. See, Capricornius, dun, 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 dun. Page of Swords, you see, surprise, surprise. It's all about a balanced force. It's all about an amazing harmony. And by you being basically just, you know, you need to be tactical. Yeah, you need to be tactical. You need to basically just understand that it's all about new you. It's all about this beautiful control over the situation that you are going to have. You will surprise yourself how sharp you're going to be. I'm not saying that you're not sharp normally. You are very sharp signs in many different ways when it comes to your intelligence, when it comes to your power. But you are going to kind of like really feel super smart throughout this month. And I like this so much because it's part of your process. It's a part of who you are. It's part of your transformation. It's part of your energy. So it is a lot that you are going to be bringing yourself up through this situation. And this is just you reaching a very high levels of your own understanding when it comes to your own spiritual journey. It's quite good, you know, because it's the time of reward, the time of perfection, you know, the time of creativity, but most certainly it's the time of reward. Very, very important situation you are going to have, but most certainly it's all about prosperity lies ahead. Just remember, very, very important. And this with this Page of Swords is just creating an absolutely mind-blowing balance. From one hand, you're going to be like, I'm so clever, I'm so clever. It's absolutely fantastic. But then on another hand, you're going to be digging and digging and digging so deep into your own spiritual journey. And therefore, something very important you will discover about yourself. And that is going to be the next stage of your spiritual journey. But most importantly, something is also going to come to an end, an important completion at the same time. And this is purely because the new part of your life, it's about to be activated, and this is all to do with a certain opportunity that you're also going to have. Look at this. I've got the power. Bam, 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 bam. Capricornius, do you know what? You're very deep. You're very spiritual. You're like, oh my Lord, you're born at the darkest time of the year. Indeed. So this has got its power. Okay, it's very powerful and it's very deep indeed. So now, I told you before, you've got this very specific thing about you. If you're very deep and you're very spiritual and your energy is like very, very strong indeed. So if you feel like a low, if you feel negative and you're sitting in the room full of people, they're all going to feel this. No one is going to talk to you. Now they're all going to feel this because you're so strong and you're very powerful indeed. But it's the same. This is the part of your power. This is your energy. Okay, yeah, we've got a bit of a yin yang here. But on another hand, this energy is also very, very powerful and super powerful when you're excited, when you're open-minded, when you're optimistic, when you feel really good. So therefore, your vibration is going to be very powerful and very strong. Okay, and you will realize this, and you're gonna have a moment like, oh my God, I'm so powerful. Oh my God, you are going to come to terms with, you are going to come to terms with something very important this month, and this is just so good because it's going to surprise you, but it's going to be brilliant. Because it's going to be connected to unlimited opportunities, new life, new dimension, new direction at the same time. But also really great feeling, really, really good feeling of reward indeed. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Aquamarini, Marini. I've got you, I've got Malcolm, the spirit of Malcolm is with me for Aquamarini. You, my gorgeous Aquarius, I've got the spirit of Malcolm. And this is so important. Listen, you do you. Okay, they're gonna be a little bit of like situations this month when you're gonna be kind of like you're gonna go very deep when it comes to your own dimension. You're gonna go very deep when it comes to your own energy, and that is going to make you become the part of the multiple dimensions. But when that happens, we're always part of the multiple dimensions. But when this happens at this instance, you will be able to understand things from a completely different angle. At the same time, you will have a very much so strong strong understanding while you are still part of the multiple dimensions, the multiple universe. And this is going to be the thing that is going to create, that is going to make things different, you know, because it's going to bring the harmony in that you wouldn't normally have. And that harmony is just going to be so significant because it's going to make you also kind of like think so deep. You will be thinking quite deep, but at the same time that it's going to kind of like pull you in a little bit. Okay, it's gonna pull you in a little bit. You understand what I mean? So it's a lot going to be to think about. A lot is going to be happening, and a lot is going to be unfolding at the same time, but in a good way. In a good way. And I'm not saying it's going to be bad or anything like that, but you just need to remember to show the world the real you. Yeah, you are one of the most unique signs when it comes to doing things with a snap of your fingers. When it comes to like doing things, a lot of other signs take 3 years to decide, oh no, I need to do this, I need to do that. You just go for it. You deal with it later, which is absolutely brilliant, rather than just dragging it along, drag it. So, but now it is just, you need to remember that there are going to be 7 different points this month. 7 times. You will be tested, but in a good way. Okay? Aquamarinis, this month of March 2020, you will be tested 7 times. 7 times throughout the month. But this test, please don't get me wrong. Oh, not tested again. No, baby, no. This test is going to have a golden key. This key is going to have a golden door. This golden door is going to have a golden opportunity. Something is going to return into your life that you want to be returned in the first place. Something that you blame yourself. But on another, which is absolutely brilliant, which is most certainly the part of all this progress, but most importantly, you will be actually tested in such a way where you must really react how you want to react. You react how it comes to you. You need to react. You need to say what you feel exactly. You must not hold anything back. You must not hold anything down. You must not, of course, don't go like, if it's an argument, you know what I mean, or something like that. But you just need to remember that I said that you need to show the world the real you. You're normally very open, you're very specific, you're very like kind of like pretty much so. It's like you're not like holding any grudges, or you're not like holding yourself down. You're normally very open-minded, and you're one of the signs that are very specifically go with the flow. You're very spontaneous, and I really like this about you. What I said about the snap of the finger, it's absolutely fantastic, but you're not always like that, you see, and sometimes you're holding certain things behind, sometimes you're holding certain things back. So now 7 times you will be tested, but this is going to be a beautiful test, because everything, and nothing is going to be negative, nothing is going to be bad, nothing is going to be horrible, but it's just that every single test, it's going to provide you with an opportunity, and every single test is going to be an absolutely remarkable moment in time when it comes to you, because it's all about your energy, it's all about your confidence, it's all about your self-esteem, and it's all about an understanding, an important understanding that you're going to have at the same time. But it's just about the responsibility and creativity. Responsibility and creativity. I need you to understand this, Aquamarinis. You need to be as busy as you possibly can. I need you to like pam pam pam. I need you to like please understand this. This is what you need to do. And Malcolm is like screaming, this is what you need to do. You need to be as active as you can. You need to work on things that are making you feel happy. You need to work on things that are making you feel good. You need to work on things that are making you feel great. You need to work on things that are going to make you successful. This is an absolutely crucial month when it comes to your own personal power, my babies, when it comes to your own personal vibration, and when it comes to your own success. Because something like really fast, really quick, it's also going to take place. Something really quick, it's going to happen. It's going to take place. It's going to happen. It's going to unfold literally out of the blue. And it's going to surprise you, like really surprise you, but in a good way. But on another hand, it's going to open your eyes. And it's going to make you even more to go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it. What you need to do, my gorgeous aquamarine, is you just need to focus on yourself, focus on what you do, focus on what makes you successful, because a vibration is going to be just, oh my Lord. So anything that you do, it's going to be doubled up. Anything that you focus on, it's going to be very strong and very powerful, but in particular when it comes to your own personal unfoldment, okay? Very, very, very important. Aquamarine is just, if you haven't got a work, for example, and you're looking for work, now you really need to go for it and apply for as many jobs as you can. If you're working, whatever you're working on, aquamarine is, put your 100% in, put all your mind in. This is going to be remarkable, because at the same time the spiritual land is absolutely super fertile, and it is going to be directly responsible for whatever you do, whatever you start, whatever you create. It's going to be absolutely huge, massive step forward, and it's going to connect you to things you wouldn't be connected to normally, and it's going to make your personal vibration very strong and very powerful, and that is going to help you to jump over the certain situations about your life that are affecting you, personal situations, personal things that have been bringing you down and affecting your power of your mind and the power of your thinking. So you weren't able, you don't realize this normally, but you're not able to kind of to stretch your success, to stretch yourself so much further, because you are like frequently too restrained, like energetically. So now karmically you are going to do absolutely remarkable job. All you need to do is just keep going, aquamarini, and do what you want to do what you are focusing on, do absolutely what you need to do, because you know, as more as you focus on it, the big is going to grow. As more as you focus on it, the more powerful it's going to be later. It's like a flower that you keep on watering and watering and watering throughout the months, and then you know, at the end of the month it's going to be absolutely remarkable. But it's an opportunity that you are going to have that is just going to be so good. Another thing I was going to say, aquamarine, is you're also, oh God, you will be tested in particular. Tested. There is going to be a little bit of confusion in between you and somebody else, this other person that is important to you, it means to you, but it's just like from you, it's going to be required to be responsible. Please, it's very important for you to be responsible, because it's just basically you will be kind of like somebody's like going to wind you up, and somebody is just going to like do something to you, and you're not going to like it, and this person has got some kind of connection with you that is going to make you feel in a certain way. You just need to remember that person who is going to wind you up is going to bring like the worst in you, like you know, it happens, you know, sometimes a little bit of like maybe conflict. Just remember, please be responsible. Very important to say, to be responsible. Whatever goes on, whatever happens, whatever the situation is, whatever you feel, whatever the outcome is, just be responsible. And also that's another massive thing to say. Just be responsible. Massive advice. There you go. Bam, bam, bam. Massive advice throughout the month is to be responsible. You know, whatever you do, wherever you come across, whatever decision you make, whatever messy situation you're part of, just remember to be responsible. But most certainly, this is going to be an incredible month for you, my gorgeous aquamarines, because I'm so happy, because instinctively this is something that you wanted to do, and it's also going to become the part of your personal rebirth, personal progress. And of course, look at this, of course, bam, 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 the Hanged Man. It's all about your personal rebirth. You know, it's all been there all along, but it's up to you, my babies. It's been there all along. The changes, new dimension, new direction, it's all been there, my babies, but it's all down to you. You are going to have a very important personal progress, my gorgeous aquamarines, indeed. Very important personal progress when it comes to new life, new dimension, new energy, rebirth. But you know what? Something will need to go. A little readjustment will be needed indeed. Okay, so now, Oracle card for my aquamarini. Oracle card. Dun, da, 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 dun, 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 da, 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 da. Time to release, my babies. Time to release. It's important. That is going so well with what I said to you at the beginning of this reading. Show the world the real you. You focus on what you want to do. This month, do not think about personal problems. Don't think about like a family. Don't think about the people that brought you down. Don't think about people that make you feel negative, bad and blue and whatever. Just think about your personal progress, because you will achieve a lot. You will achieve a lot. Okay? Watch this space. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Piscelini. My gorgeous Piscelini, I have got the spirit of Jesse with me. My gorgeous Piscelini, I have got the spirit of Jesse with me, and Jesse is absolutely super delighted, super excited to say that you need to have your eyes open throughout this month, because you will see something and that is going to surprise you. But this surprise is going to be everything. This surprise is going to be huge. This surprise is going to be massive. It's going to be so much more than just a surprise, because it's also going to give you an idea. It's going to give you an inspiration. It's going to enhance your power, and at the same time it's going to activate you and bring you a promise there where you thought that there is no promise when it comes to this certain stage of your life, this certain unfoldment. So therefore, a bit of surprise, my baby, something that you thought that it came to an end. Most certainly it's not actually at an end. It's not that it's like not at an end, but it's just going to be like it's going to be an integral starting point indeed, and it's going to bring lots of other opportunities at the same time with unlimited possibilities. Just remember, my gorgeous Piscelines, keep your eyes open and be open-minded and see what do you feel connected to, because this is going to be such an important inspiration that it's going to awake you. It's going to awaken something within you, and that is going to be so significant, because it's going to boost your confidence, it's going to boost your self-esteem, it's going to boost your power, and it's also going to start like providing you with like so much, in terms of realization, and in terms of realizing, oh, this is why I felt like this is why I felt like that, this is why this is so important. This month is going to be a ridiculously important stepping stone for you, and a ridiculously important spiritual bridge that you are going to cross, my gorgeous Piscelines. But you just have to remember, don't let pride get in your way. You will come to terms with something, emotionally. You will come to terms with something. Just remember, you will come to terms with the situation, with realization that it's just not going to go the way you want it to go. But it's to do with emotions, and it's to do with your self-esteem, and it's to do with your confidence, it's to do with your power, and immediately your reaction is going to be like, oh God, no, like you will want to have a little strop or something. Maybe you see this is going to be an immediate reaction. You just remember, this is not the way to go, this is not the way to do. Just remember what Sashita told you. Remember, don't let pride get in your way. This is also going to be the little test that you are going to have at the same time, but that in itself is going to be important, because it's going to be connected immediately with the actual an opportunity and option that you will have at around the end of the month, that is going to come through, that is going to stem from and be manifested from this particular situation. Absolutely remarkable moment in time, because this is to do with a wish, my babies. Okay, this is to do with your personal power. This is to do with your integrity. This is to do with a new plan. And it's also most certainly to do with the hope where you didn't have a hope, but it's going to lead towards such an important moment in time when it comes to you testing the water a little bit, you being quite open-minded, being surprised with yourself a little bit. But hey, this is all part of the spiritual journey and part of an important march that we are going through. This is going to be an absolutely remarkable remarkable moment in time, because by the time we get to the end of the end of this March, the end of this month, it is just not only the whole thing that you will go through, this rejuvenation is going to make you realize like, oh my God, like some confidence is going to be so boosted, and it's important, and you will see exactly why. But it's a significant opportunity that is going to take place at the end of this month that you wouldn't normally have. But this is not only any opportunity, this is so much so to do with a highly powerful moment in time within yourself that you will be going throughout this month, that you're actually going to have this, because you are going to reach a very high level of your own illumination. So therefore you will be provided with the right energy, with the right moment at the right time. In particular, when you get a certain advice, there is an advice that you are going to get through somebody who inspire you, somebody who is very important in your life, somebody who is very significant in your life, and that is also going to be your confirmation at the same time. On another hand, you know what, my babies, you are going to have an important negotiation, absolutely fantastic, and the outcome of this negotiation is going to surprise you. Absolutely fantastic and highly victorious moment in time, because it is going to boost your confidence, but it's also going to show you the certain ability of yourself and the certain understanding about your own path, which is just going to provide you with an idea, and this idea is literally going to be everything. You know, you are going to start feeling such an important worldly power. Pisces, this is so important. Jess is like, yeah, you know, the bottom line is so important. Anything you want to do this month, go for it. Anything we want to start this month, go for it. Any water you want to test this month, go for it. Any kind of annoying issues and problems that you wanted to do and you wanted to deal with and you keep on leaving behind, go for it, you know, because you are going to have a worldly power. Therefore, you're going to find yourself being very powerful and very strong and very self-illuminated throughout this month. So from the beginning of this month, you may not feel like that straight away the first thing in the morning, but as soon as you start doing things, you will just go with this flow. Even if you feel like really down and really low throughout this month, you know, all you need to do is just tap into this energy, tap into this power, make a little spiritual knock, start doing things, go with this vibration and flow, and this is going to shift you up and pick you up and place you within the clouds, and therefore you will not feel tiredness or feeling like a really drained, like maybe how you would feel like in other circumstances, you know, in normal circumstances. So therefore you will be provided by the sacred energy, which is on another hand going to provide you with this lots of energy, and a lot you are going to achieve throughout this month indeed, like from the beginning until the end of the month. As I said, important moment in time to do as much as you can to test the water, go and apply for the jobs if you want to apply for the job, but most certainly like kind of like focus on your own situation wherever you want to take it, you know, just work with it, be there, go with that flow and see where it's going to take you, because it's at the same time going to make an important time of spiritual unfoldment, which is just going to contain like a little surprise to start with, and then an absolute powerful unfoldment of events at the end. It's the time of a worldly power. So if anything you wanted to do that makes you feel uncomfortable, just go for it. It's going to be significant because you're going to surprise yourself in the best possible way with success, victorious time, but also at the same time you will be learning, you will be learning. So April 2020 is going to be so much so very strongly connected to March and what was happening and unfolding in the March at the same time. April is going to be pretty much solidly strong continuation of all this unfoldment of events that I already said. So keep going and have your eyes open and throw yourself in all sorts of waters, because you will be swimming beautifully. Okay. Also, it is to do with an important news. Pisces, you're going to get an important news, Jess is saying, and this is to do with your accomplishment. That is going to boost your confidence. It's going to happen when you need it the most, my babies, when you need it the most. And this is so good because it's on one hand going to make you stable, very stable, and there's a whole new influence going to come through forward at the same time from somebody very important in your life, like a very important figure, someone somebody very successful and powerful, it's also going to become rather influential at the right moment, at the right time. You'll be thinking about that person, and at the same time it's important to remember, look for the sequences of the numbers repeating as well. The sequences of the numbers repeating throughout this month will be very much so connected and in tune with you, so much more, my lord. So make sure you're watching for any sequences of the numbers repeating throughout this month, because as soon as you see 777, 222, 117, 111 or anything like that, the first thing you need to do is just look around you and what is grabbing your attention, what is trying to get your attention, what is trying to take your attention. And that in itself is going to make a very strong connection with that spiritual pathway. And that at the same time, it's also like when it comes to your mind, your subconscious mind, this is also going to provide you with a rather interesting aspect of yourself, understanding of it from a slightly different angle, which is just going to make you feel so good, and it's going to become like an idea and a new starting point later on, almost as if you're like about to light a candle within yourself, my gorgeous Pisces. Indeed, this is a very, very important moment in time, and also there is a certain, very important, what was bringing you down. You were keep on going on a certain path, certain journey, but it's something that you're bringing yourself down. There is a stone that you carry with you, and you need to get rid of that stone. What is this? What are you in self-denial about? What came to an end? What is causing you problem, and it's making like a really heavy stone around you, for you to carry it all the time. So energetically, you're just making your path slightly slower. This is very important progress and process that you are going to go through, because it's going to make you realize what it is. You're going to be honest with yourself, but this is brilliant because it's at the same time going to shift so much negativity, and it's going to provide you with an option you wouldn't normally have, because it's all part of the new radiance, focus, wake up call, and the vision that you're going to have following that. But it's all one step at a time, my gorgeous Pisces. Your card, oh Lord, bam, bada, bada, bam, bam, bam. The Tower, my babies, the Tower. You are going to have a Tower. That's your, sorry, that's your tarot card of the month. But at least you will know the little Tower is going to come through, knock and say hello. No, this is important because, the Tower is pretty much so needed. The Tower is the situation that you didn't expect. The Tower is the situation that you didn't want. The Tower is the situation that is going to unfold, and it's going to surprise you, because it's got to do with the certain setbacks, and it's almost immediately going to require from you to start thinking in a different way, for you to start kind of planning in a different way. And this Tower, it's absolutely beautifully important for you, my gorgeous Pisces, because it's at the same time going to redirect you a little bit. This is the time of your rebirth. The Tower is not necessarily bad, but it is going to make you think. It is going to surprise you. The other people that are going to be connected to, but you're going to be the one that is also going to be connected to this, because it's going to require from you to start thinking in a different way, because there is going to be an unfoldment of events that are going to take place, and you're not going to be able to do anything about it, but you will be affected by it. But that in itself is such an important yin-yang moment, because instinctively you're going to go where you wouldn't normally go. It's all about an ancient healing wisdom at the same time that is going to be very strong, and it's most certainly going to give you strength, power, and the creativity, which is going to bring you a new promise at the same time, because you're going to start thinking slightly differently. This Tower is going to be very important for you, because it's going to kind of like happen really quickly, and it's going to require from you to act in a certain way, and otherwise that wouldn't happen. So therefore this is going to be quite good for your own progress, because it's going to require really nice a little jump, and that jump that is going to happen is just going to go over the things that could have taken a really, really long time. This is going to work in your favor, my gorgeous Pisces. It's something that is pretty much needed, pretty much so. It's quite nice. Okay, indeed. Okay, so now I'm going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to see these oracle cards, and I'm going to see what is your oracle card, my gorgeous Pisces, for March 2020. Okay, oh, purity. Look at this, absolutely remarkable. You are going to feel really good. You are going to rediscover yourself. You are going to find this month very important, very powerful, and very spiritual in so many different ways. You will know exactly why you are on this earth. You will know exactly what is your job. You will know exactly how powerful you are. You will know exactly how significant you are. Almost as if you are like rediscovering your old self, you know, but from a completely different angle. And also it is just so good because it's just going to boost your confidence. You know, there's going to be an important new plan that you're going to have. It's to do with a wish, it's to do with a development and progress, and it's to do with a moment in time when you thought like, no way, you know, that you're going to be able to do this. But most certainly now you just have to trust yourself, okay? You're also going to be part of the situation where you know, you're going to be kind of tested, and you will think that you haven't got enough relevance or power or confidence in order to go forward. Just remember, time to go forward. You will see the dog, or a dog-like, or a wolf, or some kind of animal like a canine, like a dog, you know, wolf, coyote, you know, you will see that some kind of animal like that, and at the same time you will know that this is your sign. At the same time you will need to remember, like, what were you thinking at around the time? What were you thinking in the morning? What is creating the problem? When you see the dog as an omen, this is going to be a very powerful omen. Dog, wolf, coyote, you will know that a very important personal issue is about to reach a resolution. This resolution is going to be so important, and your energy is going to gain momentum here. It's important because you will also know exactly what to do, which option to take, which direction to go when it comes to the certain crossroads. This is very, very important, and it's just quite significant moment in time when it comes to the actual tranquility, you know, when it comes to the actual big change that you're going to be able to do and make and feel absolutely remarkable about it. It's the honor that you're going to feel that you didn't feel in a really long time, and this is going to be the biggest confirmation for you as well. This month is going to be very important when it comes to your own personal progress, my gorgeous Pisceans. Just be as open-minded as you can, and also every single day just remember to try to do one thing differently. Try to do one thing differently, because this is how we go with this powerful vibration and with this powerful flow that March, every single March, will provide us. You know, the time of changes and really important vibration. If we work with this powerful flow, we are just going to enhance our own illumination indeed. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, and light. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.